Welcome. Today, I'll be unboxing from Rapido the recent release GP40 with the Slug. Let's get into it. I love the detail that Rapido does on their boxes and stuff. It shows the GP40 and the locomotive itself. If you guys could take a quick guess, that's 5 seconds. Which one I got with the Slug? Did I get the Union Pacific or did I get the Katy? Well, put your guesses in the comment. Let's begin. It's on the side. So yeah, they've used these in both with the Slug in the front and the back. But let's figure it out. If you guessed the MKT, you're correct. Congratulations. So, put the box. And what we got inside the bag, I'm assuming it's stickers. Yep. See, trains think Rapido. The standard Rapido sticker, or Rapido stickers. Yeah, and I leave a little message. With an ever-increasing attention to detail, it comes to a point where a single drawing cannot show all the parts and options available on these models. For specific details, exploited parts diagrams, please visit the product support section. At this video, when it's released, they may or may not have this. The diagrams available. Now, last time I checked my PAs that I had purchased, they have not had it at the time. But I'll check again maybe later. But the GP40 Operator's Manual. If you've never watched any of my unboxings, I highly recommend with Rapido. Just read the manual. It's entertaining. But I'll give you a great example. If this is your first Rapido locomotive, we must ask, why is this your first Rapido locomotive? No, seriously. We've been around for 20 years, and now we're not just a Canadian company. We produced a U.S. customary ton of American products like the E8s, the Elko PAs, which I love, GE B36-7s, Horizon coaches, switchers, FL9s, Pennsylvania X31A boxcars, Autoflood 3 hoppers, etc. So just for that, we're going to make sure you love your AMD/GMDD GP40 and or Slug, and then you'll say to yourself, what have I missed all these years? I need to find and buy every Rapido model that has ever been released in every scale, especially the UK ones. Well, if you're a returning customer, welcome back. Just put your engine on the track, and all we ask is you don't intentionally set it on fire. Don't use it on a daredevil stunt off the end of the layout, and don't MU it to anything made by Tyco. Oh, yeah, really? Keep it away from your cheap DC controllers. Crappy power track packs can quickly and easily give any Rapido loco I want a makeover. And if this is your first Rapido manual, we should warn you up front. There's usually a good amount of humor through these manuals. Well, at least we think so. We have gotten some comments from people that don't disagree, but we suspect that they have had their sense of humor surgically removed. We think it's near the spleen. And after all, model roading is supposed to be fun. But they also continue. Here's your DCC functions, your table of contents, the appropriate history, break-in period, how to hold it, checking your locomotive, so on and so forth. So, I mean, I'm not going to get too deep, but they have it in French too. So, all in one book. I know I rambled on enough, but let's get to what we really want. Ta-da! Some parts. Drop bars. More detailed parts. Make sure there's not any more. Whoop. Put the parts back. You would have thought trying to get these trains are so packed well together that it becomes a pain in the butt to get them out. Who would have figured? But if your locomotive does come broken apart, or if you're having problems, let them know. They'll probably fix it, replace it, so on and so forth. And if they get enough, they probably will test the theory by throwing it off a cliff. They've done that with a flat car, the bulk end flat cars, and that video is funny. It's very entertaining. Taking to the extreme, and admit that maybe that their packing probably wasn't the best on that one, or it was just made by on a Friday or a Monday. They're placing bets. Who knows? I highly recommend watching their videos if you haven't. It's very entertaining. Well, now you watch me make a mess. And struggle with plastic. I hope you're enjoying my misery. Ooh. There we go. Get a little piece. Down it goes. Now, I did buy the DC version of it. So, let's get you a little bit lowered. There we go. And I don't have decoders for these locomotives quite yet. But I do plan on putting Unami in them. I know, you're like, Unami. Why? But if you want me to go into a video why I love Unami so much, I'll let you know. All you have to do is just comment and tell me that you want to see me make a video about it. I am trying to get these sidings off that side, but separate them. Boop. I love the fact that they put, there we go. So I'm gonna put this to the side. We'll focus on the powered unit. But here's the engineer side with the controls right here. You got a beacon, your headlight, class lights, grab irons, which is really, really detailed. Yep, you hear the dogs barking. Let's just zoom in a little bit so you can get a little bit better of the details. Antenna array. I believe this is a firecracker antenna. At any point, just pause. The MD blower to keep the prime movers cooled off. Number boards. Rear class lights. And we're back to that side. And on the bottom, you see Rapido. This was made in China. Here's the top. The exhaust vent, radiator fans, top antenna, the horns. So what I'm going to do now, is put this back in. Maybe. Nope, this goes on this side. No, it goes like this. And like that. Goes back on the rear. And if you're wondering why I'm doing this, so that when I put the decoder in, it's not a huge mess or a headache. Because I will probably flip it upside down. And I plan on getting decoders for it pretty soon. So hopefully I'll have these going. So here's the slug. Okay. I believe, don't hold me to it, but slugs were just for the purpose of, yeah, actually, I'll probably check the manual for that as I go through. So, in '82 is when this one was produced. The Missouri-Kansas Test Railroad converted a highly damaged GP40 number MKT 222 into a unique, one-of-a-kind road slug, numbered 501. It went on to become Union Pacific, S50, YPY 926, and only recently removed from the UP roster. A slug lacks a prime mover, instead drawing power from the mother GP40 to operate the traction motors, blowers, headlights, etc. The hood was cut down and ballast was added to help weigh it down for extra attractive effort at low speeds. So the slugs were basically produced not to run like critters or stuff like that, to move stuff. They require a mother unit, aka this GP40, to operate them, to move it. So it ran, the connectors would run into here as I'm pointing this locomotive to operate. It was just basically this engine ran the prime mover in here, ran the traction tires. So basically, instead of having just a B plus B unit, this is a B, 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 B. So you have 4 trucks operating instead of the 2 on the one engine. So the one thing you'll notice is there's no lights from my understanding. I'm really hoping that the number boards on this do light up, because that would be pretty cool. And if I have heard the sound units, this unit does squeak with brakes and stuff, but it doesn't have a motor, as prototypical. Some people get a little upset about that. My only thing is I believe this is the sand fill points right here and here, but it's kind of hard to tell which is the front, which one's the back. So it feels like there's some lights right here that are on, and here. So let's move to the layout and let's get a look what it'll look like. See there? Well, I got a little ahead of myself. I forgot to show you the top view. And the one thing you'll notice underneath is there's no fuel tank. But I will say these units are powered. They are a powered unit. Even though prototypically they're not technically motorized with an engine, but for prototypical, well, operation reasons, it is motored. So it's not a dummy. And it does have some weight to it. I haven't opened it up to see if there's more weight. But I do like the fact that they're both both units are powered. So I'll meet you at the track and we'll see what it looks like both ways. See there? So welcome back. We're at the track. So this is probably how they ran in the picture. So that's what have the slug in the back, but they've also had the slug in the front. I know I'm not supposed to do that, but there's another option you could run it, but these don't have headlights, so just keep in mind that if you're just doing yard switching, that's not a huge deal because, well, you'll have a headlight, and they usually are moving one way or the other. But it would be cool if they had a headlight right here, just so they have it set where the person can actually, if need be, put headlight light. But so here's another angle of it from a different side. Sorry if you get motion sickness. I was really anticipating these locomotives. I think they're really cool looking. I do really want to get the UP and get maybe 2 KCS units. Maybe another MKT, maybe. I don't know. Haven't really decided. Because that'd be pretty cool to have additional. But I've also thought about just adding the UP to it and have it function as 2 separate units itself. In a prototypical sense in history, UP decided to keep both these standard. And they just took another GP and another damaged GP40 and did the same thing they did on this. But in reality, these units were redone as 300s, renumbered as 300s. We got makeover, but I highly recommend if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Let me know what railroad you want that Rapido offered. Hit that share button. Hit that bell icon, subscribe, enjoy the rest of your day.